Are you worried about moving and retiring to Thailand and not being able to speak or read the language and having some difficulty with that? If so, check this out. Miss Natsta
Yes
อยากดื่มอะไร
I have water
ทำไมไม่พูดภาษาไทย
ฉันมีน้ำดื่ม
น้ำดื่มเหรอ อ๋อ ชอบน้ำร้อน น้ำอุ่น น้ำเย็น
น้ำอุ่น
น้ำอุ่น
ธรรมดา
ธรรมดาเหรอ What did we say? Well, I'm going to tell you about the easiest way I know of to learn to speak Thai. But first, before I do that, I just want to mention our last video that we did was in regards to insurance. And we got some great feedback about that. And if you haven't seen the video, then what I'll do is I'll put a link to it up in the top. You should get a little display up there that you can click on and watch that video. And this was also, the video was put on a forum, a popular forum for people thinking about living in Thailand or are living in Thailand. And it got a whole lot of feedback, and some good, some not so good. Comments from YouTube or on this website I'm referring to, they're not generally, there's a lot of positive ones, but there's a lot of people on there that are just bad apes, you know, they're just angry, always will be angry. And the funny thing, you know, you're probably saying, why do you always bring this up about people doing it? Because it's such a contrast. You know, we have a member site, and our members are incredible, supportive, kind, and everything. And then I see the comments on YouTube. If you want to look at the world and say, whoa, the world right now is really messed up. If you want to know why it's messed up, just look at the comments on YouTube. These are the kind of people that are creating. When I was younger, everybody was trying to find, you know, New Age and spirituality, and everything was trendy. And people wanted to become better people, more fulfilled and better. And now they don't want that at all. They just want to feed their ego by making, and a lot of people do that by making other people feel bad. But the point, the reason I brought that up was one of the comments regarding that video was about, and I just wanted to clear this up before we start talking about Thai language. People say, oh yeah, that JC guy, he's the one that, he was one of the first ones that advocated coming to live on $500 in Thailand. You know how much $500 is? Mung Ha Pan, something like that. And I laugh every time I see this and go, you know, after 7 years of doing this, people still don't get what I do. That wasn't the point at all. And if people think that that's what I'm here to do, advocate living on $500 a month in Thailand, you've got this all wrong. That's not what it's about. I categorized people into 3 categories. From 500 to 750 was category 1, 750 to 1,000 was category 2, and 1,000 and above was category 3. And of course you can live better on a category 3. And I'm not telling people to come live on a category 1. That's not the purpose. The point that the whole point I started this whole thing about was, if you're on a fixed income, say in America or in any other country, and you're living, you know, you get a check of $500 or $600 a month, and you look around and say, That's not going to cover anything. It won't cover my food. It won't cover my rent. It won't cover anything. All I'm trying to say is your money goes a lot further in Thailand. I always say more life for less money. That's right. And that's the point. If you only have $400, $500, $600 a month coming in and you have no assets, you can't live in Thailand. And I've never told anybody they can. I don't get it. Like I'm trying to tell people, come live on 500. No, live on whatever you want to. You're just going to be able to live better on the money you have up to a certain degree. If you have unlimited income, why come here? Because there are sacrifices, and one of which we're going to talk about today is the language. But if you have a lot of money, stay home or go anywhere. Go to Europe, go to Spain, go someplace, you know. Here, we live here. One of the reasons is because it's less expensive, but for me, it's because of the Buddhist culture. I feel more at home in this environment. And so I never said come live off $500. You got to have your visa taken care of, which is money. Now, over your lifetime of 60, 70 years, if you haven't accumulated $25,000 in assets, things are rough. I feel for you because I don't know what your options would be. Because here, maybe Vietnam, but Vietnam will crack down too. If people come and they have no assets and they got very little money to live off of, it won't be too long before those people will start to create some challenges for the system. If the people pour into Vietnam, they'll crack down as well. So anyway, but your money goes a lot further in Thailand. That's the point. So, and we have members that live off $600 a month and have great lifestyles. Now, another strategy when we talk about money and stuff, another strategy is if you have 1,000 or 1,500 coming in, and you can live very comfortably here because you live a more simple life. I mean, my coffee today, how much was the coffee? 45 baht. How much was your water?
10.
Yeah, so 10 is about 31 cents for a bottle of water. This is about $1.15, something like that. I don't know. But it's cheap. Your money goes a lot further. And so what you can do is a strategy. Some people are like, well, I need to save up money, or I don't have the 800,000 or something. Some people can save enough money every month that eventually they'll have the 800,000. You can live in Thailand with, more money than you can spend, and you can save money. In other words, you get richer every month by living here. You have more money. If you have money coming in the United States, you don't spend it all here. It stays in the bank. It gets more and more and more. It's a great option. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up because I laughed. I read 2 or 3 comments in that forum, and then it was like, this is why I don't read comments. Everybody has an opinion. That's fine. But anyway, like I said, one of the challenges here is the language. And if somebody wants to be able to live cheaply in Thailand or less expensive, I've always said a great strategy is to not shop or go where they're advertising in English, whether you're looking for rent or you're going to eat food and stuff like that. If you can read Thai, and reading's the best. If you can learn how to read, we have members that are 70 years old now that are going through Thai classes. Like Sal, he's learning. And he's learning with a teacher and everything. He's got the money to do that. Other people don't. And I remember, I've always said that if you want to learn how to speak Thai well, learn how to read it first. Now, in our member site, we have free assets. We got resources for people to learn how to speak Thai. But the best way is to learn how to read it first, for a number of reasons. One is because if you learn how to read it, each letter in the Thai alphabet has a tone or a sound attached to it. If you know what those tones are or sounds, it makes it much easier to understand it when people speak, but also for you to be able to speak it as well. And when you come to a restaurant or a coffee shop, or if you're looking for a room, how do you spell like chow, like Hong Chow? Now, Hong Chow means room rent. How do you spell chow?
Chow. ชอเอาเชาไม่เอกเช่า
There you go. Now, if you saw that in a sign, would you know what it is? No, probably not. So how would you know to ask them how much the rent is? Get a Thai person to do it. But at least you'd be able to scour around first if you knew what that sign looked like and make a list and then bring a Thai person and stay a building or so away and say, will you go, and hire them or whatever, ask them as a friend, can you go ask these people how much it is for rent and get a commitment before they see you? Because there's an appearance, an idea that Thai people have that we have more resources than the average Thai person, thereby we can afford to pay more. And that's probably true in a lot of cases. But if you don't want to pay more, because I know people, my members come over and they rent from websites and real estate offices where they cater to foreigners and they have the money to pay. It's not an issue. I'm not saying avoid those people. I'm just saying if you don't have that option or you want a deal, then find things in Thai. And go to restaurants that menus in Thai. They're not going to charge you 80, 90, 100 baht when, Thai people would pay 60, So anyway, back to what she said. How about if sale, like house for sale, sale. Kai, how do you say it?
Kai.
And how do you say that?
Kai.
Kai. And see, there's a tone to that. If you could see that sign, these are the things that I'm talking about that's important. Now, I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it here again. There's a program, even though we have free resources in the member site to learn Thai, I've always recommended if you can learn to read first, you're going to accelerate your learning, you're going to be better, you're going to be able to be more fluent quicker. And I remember when I had a restaurant in Chiang Mai, and some kid, I mentioned this before in a video, some kid came up, he wasn't very old at all, and he ordered French fries or something and sat down with some whiskey with some Thai man. It was in the afternoon, early evening. And I looked at him and he's having a conversation in Thai with Thai men. So he came up to get his fries or whatever, and I looked over him and I go, hey, I'm impressed. You speak Thai really well. I've always learned if you wanted to speak it well, you learn to read first. And he goes, well, I'm in a class. And I said, really? I said, are they teaching you how to read? And he said, we had to know how to say kakai, kakai, kakua, kakua in 4 days. First 4 days, he needed to know that because that's what they built the foundation they built the course on. And he could speak well. I said, well, how long have you been in the course? I figured he's going to say a year, 2 years. 2 months. I said, what? Did you know how to speak Thai before you came? No. I was really impressed. That's when I realized, and then I started reading more and studying more, and I realized, really, if you could read it first. And I'll put a link because there's a course that's online that I recommend. And the reason I recommend it, I've tried over the years. I can say kakai, kakai, kakua, most of the alphabet. I can do that. But when I see them, it's hard to remember which one it is. But this course, and I'll give you the link or the affiliate link for it, it makes it easy because it's shocking. I should say shocking. In the politically correct world we live in now, you know what politically correct means?
No.
It means you can't say some things because somebody's going to get angry or somebody's going to get upset or something. So you have to be careful not to say this about this kind of people and, or they're going to call you this and they're going to call you that. It's out of control. It trains off the tracks when it comes to that in the West. Here, not so much yet. And so, but the reason you can remember this is because this course is politically incorrect. And that's why you remember the things. Like it's got a little guy and he's got his little thing out and he's and he's going and it shows the letter for see, she knows and you're going to remember that when you see that letter. Oh, that's the guy peeing. You're going to remember that. And there's certain characters or letters in Thai that the sound are more expressive. There's other terms you could use, high tone, whatever. But if you just said they're more expressive, you're going to go more expressive. Well, in Thailand, a lot of people think that's what the lady boys are. They over-exaggerate. That's why they don't really appear like women. They're too exaggerated. Well, the letters that he shows drawn out like lady boys are those kinds of letters. So you exaggerate those sounds. So this guy Gary created this course, and again, I'll put the link below. He said he's going to create a whole nother course, like an app or something, which I'm really interested in. And I'm hoping if you happen to see this, and you can pass on a link to me, that I can give my members in the member site a discount or something on that. app, because I think it's a paid app if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that would be really cool. But I'm going to leave the link to this because this is the way I think you should learn to speak Thai. Learn how to read it first. And if you're thinking this only works for foreigners learning Thai, I mentioned this because I thought it was so great for foreigners to learn. When that son, Kakao, he was learning to read, right? And he couldn't remember these as well.
No.
And what did I tell you?
Make the picture, the sound, same salak.
Yeah, make the pictures. And so you drew out pictures that were like the same
sound.
Same sound. And did it help him?
Sure, now he remember all that.
He remembers because of your pictures? Well, there you go. See, always a
option.
That's right, always an option. So it's a great way to learn how to read and remember the Thai language. And the link I'll put below, you go there and I think he says there's a free thing that you learn 25 letters in 25 minutes or something like that. And when I first did it, the first time I did it, in 5-10 minutes I was reading Thai words. And the thing about it is, if you're here even a year or a few months or whatever, you're going to know the word nam, right? Yeah. There's going to be certain words you're going to know already. La, suai, and these kind of words. And then when you start to you sound out the letters, and you're going to go, oh, suai, I know that word. That means beautiful. Wow, you're going to start to make those distinctions. You're going to look on the menu and you're going to see, spell fish in Thai. And say fish in Thai.
Pa.
Pa. And that's sort of like a BP sound. But once you know how that's spelled, and it's very easy to point out, then you're going to look at a menu and go, oh, this is fish, this is fish, this is fish, this is fish. Oh. And then you're going to just want to know, well, how are they cooking it? And it'll be like fried, which, a little tip, JC tip. If you see on the menu in English it says fried, it doesn't mean deep fried, it means stir fry. Because pat is fry, stir fry, and when they translate that it'll come out as fried, but that's stir fry. And deep fried is taught, and that means deep fried. But you'll be able to read these really easily. And so that's what I recommend, and I just want to tell you about that in this episode. We've got a lot of things happening. We're refurbishing the free website, and we got some cool things on there, and adding a whole lot of resources and cool stuff in the free site. And if you're thinking about moving to Thailand, then check out our member site. I mean, we got incredible members. You know, we got maps and forums and everything where people are actually friendly to each other. But maps to see where other people live in case you're in that area, you can hook up and stuff. Very cool. I'm so proud of our members. I mean, we got some awesome people. So if you're thinking about, and you need the details about either deciding, planning, preparing, or settling in, check out the member site. And you can there'll be a link in the description as well for that. And if you like what we're doing on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. That's right, subscribe. Click the little bell, all that good stuff. Yeah. So there you go. We're gonna just chill like lounge lizards. I explained in that today what lounge lizards means because we were talking about lizards, and I said lounge lizards. You know what lounge lizards are? Do you know what lounge lizards are? Yeah. Same thing. I think like just chilling. Lounge lizard. Anyway, for JC and that, see ya. Hey, JC here. My goal is always to help you get from where you are now to where you want to be, which is probably a life in Thailand. And I know a lot of questions come up about all sorts of things regarding insurance and vehicles, transportation, housing, relationships, getting licenses, all that stuff. And I want to help you by answering as many questions as I can. And if I can't answer them, then I'll reach out to you personally. But I'm going to leave a link in the description to where you can click on that and be able to tell me what it is that you're interested in and what kind of information, and I'll be able to try and answer it, because I'm probably not going to be able to answer it within the YouTube comments anymore because of time constraints. It's just getting to be too much of a task to go through all the comments. So if you have a question, direct it to me. There'll be a link in the description, and I'll be back in touch with you to try and get as much relevant information to you as I can. Remember, when it comes to getting the information you need about retiring in Thailand, there's always an option. See you, JC out. Hey, JC here. If you like that video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel here. Also, we have another video up here you're going to be really interested in watching as well. And if you're looking for all the details of how to retire in Thailand in one place, plus a group of people to support you, check this out over here. Give it a click.